Hello, what is going on? PGA Boomer at the movies over here, and today I would like to talk about the Alien franchise. So first of all, I would like to share my first experiences with the movies. So basically, my first encounter with the franchise was when I was about 6 years old. It was in 1998. It was the time when the fourth movie actually came out, Alien Resurrection, and my mother was a big fan of the franchise, and she actually bought a VHS tape and she brought it back home and suggested to me to watch this movie, even though she warned me that this is a science fiction horror. But in view of the fact that I was not easily scared, I watched the movie, and what helped me was the fact that I watched the movie in the morning with sunlight beaming through windows, so it wasn't a scary environment for me to watch such kind of film, so I wasn't scared. And then I watched the original quadrilogy in reverse order. So I started with Alien Resurrection, then my mother brought home from rental store Alien 3 actually, and I remember that Alien Resurrection was a VHS release by Imperial Home Entertainment, whereas Alien 3 was a Guild Home Video release. And I actually remember that my parents, because I was back then I was still learning how to read, and my parents told me to read the letters on the tape, but there weren't the letters in my native language, there were letters in English actually. So I remember that I was forced to read the title of Alien 3 of the tape itself, and then they played the tape, and I couldn't care less about the movie. I was very bored, but I remember that the tape actually started not at the beginning of the film, but with the scene of the whole inspection of Newt's body in the morgue with Ripley and the doctor, and there was a lot of video, old school 90s video noise. And then I think it was the whole the time between Resurrection and the anniversary celebration of the first movie, when all the movies were released on VHS and DVD for the first time, in a renewed format. That my mom actually spotted on television Aliens, so the second movie, and she offered that we should watch it, and it was the first time with the Alien franchise that I felt really scared, especially in view of the fact that my mother actually fell asleep halfway through the film, so I was forced to watch the rest of the film on my own. So it was a very unusual experience for me. And then finally my mother got hold of the tape of the first movie, Alien, from 1979, from Imperial Home Entertainment, and we watched it, and that's when I felt, scared shitless, so to speak. And it was not until a few years later, when all the four movies were broadcast on television over here, so I taped all the movies and I rewatched them in order, and I kept those recordings, and that's when I formed my own thoughts about the franchise. I was never a big fan of the franchise, but I appreciate it for what it is. I wholeheartedly appreciate the first movie and the second movie. I couldn't care less about the third movie, the theatrical cut, mainly not because of the creative choices that basically not erase but make Ripley a backward character in comparison to what happened to her in Aliens, but about the general dark tone and animal cruelty. And after many years, I don't think I care much about Alien Resurrection as well. But I stand on the point that all the theatrical versions of the movies, apart from Alien 3, are actually better. In terms of Alien 3, there's an exception, and the assembly cut is actually better. And it was not until 2012 when, the trailer from Prometheus came out, directed by Ridley Scott. So I watched the trailer on the internet, I remember that, and I thought to myself, oh, so it's actually a prequel. So yes, I watched this, and I had mixed feelings about it, but every time I come back to Prometheus and I rewatch it, I like it more. And especially my mom is a big fan of this movie. Then in 2017, if I remember correctly, Alien Covenant came along, and I think this is the lowest point of the whole franchise. I think it was a pointless movie. Because there's not a lot, there's not much happening, and then it got rid of, in a very unpleasant fashion, the most interesting character from Prometheus, and the most interesting character is not the character of the android, in my opinion. And now we have the year 2024, and the year 2024 saw the release of the latest Alien movie, which is Alien Romulus, and I had the great pleasure of attending the cinema to watch the cinematic release of this movie, and I greatly enjoyed it. So much so that we have now the month of December, and last week I managed to get my hands on the physical media release of Alien Romulus. So now that I shared my thoughts about the movies, allow me to go through my DVD collection of the films. So now, first of all, we have the first Alien film, and I have quite a history to share with this release. Because I saw this DVD release, I think it was 2009 or 2010, in a neighboring city when I used to work, but I couldn't care less back then. But 11 years later, I saw the same release in the same shop, the same bookstore, so it was still on the shelf after all these years. So it was, a discount. So I decided to pick it up. So it was my first Alien film in my collection. And when I actually played the disc at home, I played this from my laptop, actually. And I discovered that there is something weird with the disc, because the disc itself, this is the 2003 quadrilogy release, but without the bonus disc. We have only one disc. So this, the release from Fox, actually contains 2 cuts of the film on the one disc. And when the film played, when I chose one of the versions, we have either the theatrical cut or the alternative director's cut, there was a lot of freezing while playing the film for some reason, and I thought actually that the disc was damaged, but I didn't pay much for it. So instead of demanding a refund, I tried to salvage the disc. So I launched a software to extrapolate the data from the disc onto the hard drive, and that's through that software, that's when I noticed the strange way in which the first 4 Alien films were issued, were put, the two different cuts, the very strange way in which Fox put them on the disc, because we do not have 2 separate movies on a single DVD disc, but rather Fox decided to put a sequence of clips which is supposed to be read by a software or a DVD player in a correct order. So that's how you get either the theatrical release or the extended, director's assembly alternative release, depending on the movie. So instead of wasting 8 gigabytes of space or even more, the data on this disk is actually 6 gigabytes. So I tried to play the movie on a different software, and it worked. Then I tried to play it on my DVD player, and it worked correctly. So sometimes the discs, the quadrilogy discs for this first 4 movies may not work appropriately depending on the software or equipment you have. So this is a word of warning for all the collectors out there. And by complete coincidence, through my collecting quest, I ended up with 3 different copies of the first movie. I mean, 3 the same copies, basically the same contents of the disc. So we have the 3 discs. So this is the front. So this is the release by Imperial. This is the side. This is the back. And special features on this disc are listed as 2 different versions of the film and audio commentary. And inside we have the original disc and the same disc. And the story about me getting another copy is that I was 2 years ago in CSX, and I noticed on a shelf the cover for the 1999 DVD release of Alien. So this release contained only, this was the 20th anniversary release of the film that had only the original version of the film and lots of different bonus features, including deleted scenes, audio commentary by Ridley Scott only, and isolated music score by Jerry Goldsmith. So because of that, because of these contents, I decided to get that disc. So I got the cover, went to the front desk, and lo and behold, they told me that I didn't see them pack the disc. So when I got back home, I discovered that I got the disc from Quadrilogy, the same disc, than the disc from 1999. And when I got back to them, they said that they did not have any other disc. So I assume what happened was that they had the cover for the Quadrilogy set and 99 cover, and they switched the discs between the customers. So this is my copy of the first Alien film, and now we have the rest of the films. So this is the collection set. It was released over here in 2017. I think it was initially released by Fox in region 1 and 2, but over here it was already released by Disney in through Galapagos distributor. So we have all the 6 films. So we have a cardboard slipcover, so we can remove that. We have the front, the side, and the back with descriptions of all 6 movies. So we have Alien, Aliens, Alien 3, Alien Resurrection, Prometheus, and Alien Covenant. And special features, so alternative versions of the films, audio commentaries, and the deleted scenes. It depends on the movie. So in terms of the first 4 movies, we have audio commentaries. In terms of Prometheus, we have deleted scenes. And in terms of Alien Covenant, we have audio commentary by Ridley Scott. And obviously all the 6 movies contain normal English audio tracks, but also Polish voiceover tracks. And if I can remember correctly, the first 4 films were read on VHS by Tomasz Knapik, whereas on DVD they are read by Janusz Szyłowski. So here's how the discs look inside. So we have the first Alien, and the contents of this disc are exactly the same as over here. So that's how I ended up with the 3 copies of the film. Now we have Aliens, Alien 3, Alien Resurrection, Prometheus, and Alien Covenant. So I like the fact that all the discs have unanimous look that they look. We have white and simple title art, and that's basically it. So yes, here's the collection of all the 6 movies, and now we move on to Alien Romulus, the unboxing of which I did in a previous video. When I saw the movie in theater, and when the first scene hit with the space probe, I thought to myself, they Rogue One the Alien franchise, and I wasn't wrong. I really enjoyed the movie. I didn't think it was a remix. It is a love letter to all the previous movies. Even though some of the creative decisions are controversial, I don't want to get into any spoilers area, but some people may find it controversial that a dead actor, was digitally brought back to life just for the sake of fan service. So yes, we have the simple design, and it is actually my favorite poster art of all the promotional material for the movie, so I'm glad that this ended up on the DVD. So we have the front, the side, the back, and the inside. The design of the disc itself matches the design of the previous discs from this set, so it looks really nice. When it comes to special features, we do not get any special features in terms of Romulus. And what is more interesting, what I discovered when playing the movie, was that this is the only Alien movie on the DVD format that does not have any Polish voiceover track. For people who prefer this way of watching a film in my country, it actually has only Polish subtitles. So this is actually a step down, a regress on the part of the distributor, because they didn't want to spend additional money for an additional way of localization of the product. But I cannot complain because I prefer subtitles myself, but it may be an issue for other people who want to have a choice between an audio track, additional audio track, or subtitles. Yes, so this is how the whole thing presents itself. Actually, I actually had Alien Resurrection, the original VHS tape bought by my mom for a long time in my collection, but unfortunately it did not stand the test of time. It got damaged, so I had to throw it away because it was useless. So this is my Alien collection on DVD. So if you have any further comments, or if you want to discuss the movies, please feel free to leave your thoughts. Write down your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed the movie, please leave a like, and I will gladly engage in a conversation. Thank you very much for watching.